it's going to be a mixed bag from Klay moving forward. Wiggins, I can't expect anything out of him.
Well, how disappointing is that? We spent so much time on Klay Thompson.
We just brought up Wiggins' name. It's an hour and a half in. He came off the bench yesterday, and he's making $100+ million.
First time in his career in the regular season, Andrew Wiggins came off the bench.
He's 28.
And he scored 9 points yesterday. He was 4 of 9. He was 0 for 4 from 3.
Going through the motions.
He's averaging less than 12 points a game. And we want to slander Klay Thompson.
Five fouls. He's reaching out there. He's not in the right spots. He's just going through the motions.
That's the biggest issue on his team outside of Draymond Green is Andrew Wiggins. And I don't know if you could jumpstart this guy. I don't know. Is he going to just continue to slump? Now, Steve Kerr did commend him for being a professional and having a good attitude. And he's going to get minutes if he plays well. But that has been a holy crap. He doesn't look good at all.
We had Sedano on yesterday. George Sedano, ESPN, obviously been covering the league for a very long time, very tapped in. He doesn't even know what the value of Andrew Wiggins is right now.
I don't either.
It's like, that's shocking. This was the second best player on the team, Bonte, in a championship run. He was guarding guys like Tatum, Brown, Doncic, some of the best in the league. He was going at them and playing better than them.
Which 4-year contract looks worse? Oof. Is it Draymond or Andrew Wiggins? Because they both have a player option at the end of the deal.
It's Wiggins right now. It's not even close.
Wow.
And that's saying something.
Well, since nobody wants to speak about Klay Thompson, because, oh, man, he's been bad all year. He's been bad all year.
Hell of a game yesterday.
He's been bad all year. Well, Klay is averaging 16 points a game. All right? It's not great for a second option. But in his last 11, I don't want to confuse anybody with the facts. I don't want to confuse you with the facts. Here's the facts in the last 11 game for Klay. He's had 3 clunkers. He had the 2 of 10 game in Phoenix, the 3 of 13 game in Portland. Boy, over his last 11 overall, 18.5 points per game. He's shooting 39% from 3, and he's shooting 41% from the floor. And why did he get hot yesterday? Even though Curry struggled, when you play next to Podziemski and Kuminga, all of a sudden you have floor spacers. Podziemski could break a man off the dribble. Kuminga could get to the rim. When you go to the 2-big lineup with Kevon and Draymond Green, the spacing for Klay Thompson's just not there. At this stage of his career, he needs space. He needs guys to create for him. He's a limited player offensively, but he's still one of the best shooters in the league. And if you don't believe that a team will offer him big money next year because of his shooting prowess, a contender, think again, homie. Think again, folks. Klay Thompson will be sought after in the offseason if the Warriors decide to let him walk.
I think so. For the price, I'm not sure just yet, but that depends on how his season ends, right?
Can I say something, Spinoni?
Yes.
I'm hearing.
Oh.
A team would be willing to give him $30 a year for 2 years.
According to sources. This is Bonta Hill? Okay.
According to sources.
All right.
According to sources.
He had a play yesterday. I was actually very impressed with it because I was rewatching it this morning, just sitting in here. And he had this play. It was down the stretch, obviously, very tight game. And maybe it was 4 or 5 minute mark. He had this quick, running to the line. It was this little give and go, right?
Right.
So I think it was Looney at the top of the key, set a screen, goes back to the 3-point line, then does a little quick fake, runs back, throws it to Looney. It should have been a score. Looney fumbles it. But I was so impressed late in the game. Everything's going well for him offensively, shooting-wise. He doesn't force it there.
No,
and he goes for the high percentage play, passing it, and it should have been, and Looney just fumbled it there. But that was so mature of him to do that in a game where he is balling. He's been the best player offensively in this game, and he's trying to hook up Kevon Looney there. Like that goes to for me, that spoke volumes about where he is as a teammate when everything's not going right in a game that's going right for him, and he was willing to do that.
We want to hyper-focus on Klay. That's fine. You can do what you do. I'm not telling anybody to alter their opinions on that. But in his last 11 games, I don't want to confuse you with the facts. I'm not going to do that. But he scored in double figures in 10 of those 11 games. 6 of the last 7, he scored in double figures. 10 of the last 11, he scored in double figures. He had a season high yesterday. All right? How many 20-point games during that stretch? Well, funny you ask. 6. 6 20-point games during that stretch. Now, we're not asking Klay to be a second option because he's not that at this point of his career.
Now, we're asking Wiggins to be that, and he's not.
But in the last 11, he shoot 39% from the 3-point line. But he sucks, though, according to a lot of people. telling you, when we get to the offseason, you're going to see how many teams feel like he sucks. And I'm telling you, there's not a lot of contenders who believe Klay Thompson sucks.
No.
Because they're going to be after him in the offseason. I'll bet my bottom dollar on that one. Sources ain't never been wrong.
According to sources.
Vontae
Hill over here.
You can't have non-shooters on the floor. Klay Thompson's a shooter. That's why I always said, if I'm going to bench anybody, it's going to be Wiggins over Klay. I don't really care who starts, who fit, all that stuff, but I would rather go shooter in a shooting league. Wiggins is shooting 26% from the three-point line.
He's been awful. He's been the worst player on the team. And he's getting paid like he should be the second best player on the team.
So, you know what? Klay, we'll see what happens. But good stuff for him. Season high yesterday. The threes, he got crazy hot there.
It just sucks that they lost in a game like that.
Lost.
That's the thing. He has the game and they lose. It just feels like they're snake bit right now, Bonte. It's one step forward,
It never felt like they were going to win that game.
No, it didn't. The Clippers felt in control for the most of it, but it felt like an opportunity squandered. You were waiting because Steph had been quiet, right? You're like, oh, we're a Steph Flurry away from, maybe stealing this one, and it never happened. They were outplayed for the most part. You were right. But it felt like they could steal it late, just didn't come to fruition. And credit to the Clippers, they're 6 in a row now. They're on fire.
Yep, they are.
They
won 11-14.
Right,
they won 11-14. Yeah. But Wiggins right now is lost. CP3 did not look good. There's a problem here.
Westbrook.
There's a problem here.
Westbrook had that block on Chris Paul in that game. That was just like, oh my God, this is personal for him.
This is personal.
Yes.
I mean, Norman Powell shooting right over him. Amir Coffey shooting right over him.
They were going right at them.
Right at them.
Yes.
Right at Pajivsky, right at CP3. It's a problem.
And that's what's going to happen. You know what? And you were mentioning it, Pajemski. This is going to be a learning curve for him.
The book's going to be out on him.
Yes.
But the fans need to be patient with him. Like we were patient, like Coach has been patient with us. Shameless shout out to 7 minutes. Shameless shout out to 7 minutes. 888-957-9570. I'm not trying to flip no narratives on Klay Thompson, folks. I just don't want to confuse you with the facts. And the facts are, in 10 of his last 11, he scored in double figures. In 10 of his last 11, he's shooting over 40% from three. Those are just the facts. He's a three-point shooter, and he's shooting over 40%. When is 40% bad for the three-point line? When does that become bad?
Dare I say, facts don't care about your feelings?
Facts don't care. And I'm not even trying to be, I don't want to confuse people with the facts. Facts are he's averaging over 18.5 and 39% from the three-point line in his last 11. On his team, that's pretty damn